This is SkyTour News for October 1st to the 7th. I'm Amanda Curran. October 4th, 1957. The USSR launches Sputnik 1, the first artificial Earth satellite. The first artificial Earth satellite, Sputnik 1, was launched by the Soviet Union in an elliptical low Earth orbit on the 4th of October 1957, orbiting for 3 weeks before its battery died, and then silently for 2 more months before falling back into the atmosphere. It was a 23-inch diameter polished metal sphere with 4 external radio antennas to broadcast radio pulses, and its radio signal was easily detectable by radio amateurs. Its 65-degree inclination and duration of its orbit made its flight path cover virtually the entire inhabited Earth, and the launch ushered in new political, military, technological, and scientific developments. The density of the upper atmosphere could be deduced from its drag on the orbit, and the propagation of its radio signals gave data about the ionosphere. The signals continued for 21 days until the transmitter batteries ran out on October 26, 1957, and Sputnik burned up on January 4, 1958, while re-entering Earth's atmosphere after 3 months, completing 1,440 orbits of the Earth, and a distance traveled about 43 million miles. October 7, 1959. The USSR probe Luna 3 transmits the first ever photographs from the far side of the moon. Luna 3 was a Soviet spacecraft launched in 1959 as part of the Luna program. It was the first ever mission to photograph the far side of the moon and the third Soviet space probe to be sent into the neighborhood of the moon. After launching on Luna 8K72, a rocket over the North Pole, the Block E escape stage was shut down by radio control to put Luna 3 on its course to the moon. At a distance of 60,000 to 70,000 kilometers from the moon, the orientation system was turned on and the spacecraft rotation was stopped. The lower end of the craft was pointed at the sun, which was shining on the far side of the moon. On October 7th, the photocell of the upper end of the space probe detected the sunlit far side of the moon, and the photography sequence was started. A total of 29 pictures were taken, covering 70% of the far side. After the photography was completed, the spacecraft resumed spinning, passed over the North Pole of the moon, and returned towards the Earth. As Luna 3 drew closer to the Earth, a total of about 17 viewable but poor quality photographs were transmitted by October 18th, and all contact with the probe was lost on October 22, 1959. Though it returned rather poor pictures by later standards, the historic never-before-seen views of the far side of the moon caused excitement and interest when they were published around the world, and a tentative Atlas of the far side of the moon was created after image processing improved the pictures. These views showed mountain terrain, very different from the near side, and only 2 dark, low-lying regions, which were named Sea of Moscow and Sea of Desire. The Sea of Desire was later found to be composed of a smaller mare, the Sea of Ingenuity, and several other dark craters. The reason for this difference between the 2 sides of the moon is still not fully understood, but it seems that most of the dark lavas that flowed out to produce the Maria formed underneath the Earth-facing half. October 6, 1995. Mayer and Q-Laws announced the discovery of 51 Pegasi b, the first confirmed extrasolar planet. 51 Pegasi b, unofficially dubbed Bellerophon and later named Diadem, is an extrasolar planet approximately 50 light-years away in the constellation of Pegasus. It was the first exoplanet to be discovered, orbiting a main sequence star, the Sun-like 51 Pegasi, and marked a breakthrough in astronomical research, as it marked the prototype for a class of planets called hot Jupiters. The planet was originally designated 51 Pegasi b by Michael Mayer and Didier Q-Laws, who discovered the planet in December 1995. The following year, it was unofficially dubbed Bellerophon by astronomer Geoffrey Marcy, who followed the convention of naming planets after Greek and Roman mythological figures. Bellerophon was a figure from Greek mythology who rode the winged horse Pegasus. In July 2014, the International Astronomical Union launched a process for giving proper names to certain exoplanets and their host stars. In December 2015, The AIU announced the winning name for this planet was Dimidium. Dimidium is Latin for half, referring to the planet's mass of at least half the mass of Jupiter. This was the first discovery of an exoplanet orbiting a sun-like star and marked a turning point as it forced astronomers to accept that giant planets could exist in short-period orbits. Once astronomers realized that it was worth looking into giant planets with the currently available technology, much more telescope time was devoted to radial velocity planet searches, and hence many more exoplanets in the Sun's neighborhood were discovered. In 2017, traces of water were discovered on the planet's atmosphere. This is SkyTour News. I'm Amanda Curran.